So today I'm continuing the dialogue around feeling like a failure. So we've all had those experiences when we had a big goal and then we didn't hit it. We've all experienced the disappointment, the feeling of being a failure, the confusion, and perhaps the loss of hope about the future. So in the last video, I talked about the first 3 things to do to handle failure, and I'm going to continue diving into this today. So, 3 more things. The first is to really allow yourself to feel angry, sad, disappointed. Just wallow in it. And maybe you need to wallow in it for half an hour, a day, 2 days, whatever it is, as long as it takes you, but really allow those feelings to come out. I love to journal and write them out. Maybe you want to do running or boxing or vigorous physical exercise. Find something that really works for you, but I really, really like to release the emotion. It's there and it needs to be experienced and felt and then released. Okay, so the second thing is to be open-minded about your failures. They actually contain really, really valuable information and often, later down the line, valuable wins. So try as much as you can to suspend judgment about your failures and just be really curious. Why did this not work? How could it work better? And what could I do differently? Why did this not work? How did it not work? And what could I do differently? So let's have a reality check. You can almost never predict how things are actually going to turn out. Sometimes you know what's going to work and you try it and then it doesn't work. Sometimes you don't think something's going to work and then it does. So the only way you can really find out what's going to work is by taking action and trying it. And sometimes you have to make the wrong move in order to then make the right move. Does that make sense? Sometimes you have to make the wrong move in order to be able to make the right move. So let me give you an example. There's a task in the business this year that I took on myself to start with, and as the task grew and grew and grew, I found myself spending a large part of my time in a role that I hadn't actively chosen and didn't play to my strengths. So when I failed in an aspect of this task, I realised that actually I'm not the right person for this task, I'm not the best person, and it's time to hire support in this area. Now, without that failure, I would have carried on doing a task that I didn't enjoy, didn't play to my strengths, and wasn't a good use of my time. So the failure gave me that awareness so that I could reroute and choose a better path. So, the last thing and most powerful thing I want to share about failure is what happens in our dialogue with ourselves. So when you're projecting the failure from that business task, meaning that you have failed as a person. So watch out for that. When do you project that failure because you didn't get that job, or you only sold 5 places when your goal was 10, or you didn't book that client? When are you making that mean that you're a failure as a person, or your whole business is failing? We have this tendency to be very dramatic, and one thing doesn't work and we say, right, that's it, nothing's working. So just because that webinar, that launch, or that offer didn't yield the results you wanted, it doesn't mean you need to close your business, sell your home, and move to India to live on a beach for the rest of your life, as I actually was planning to when I first launched Money Beautifully and didn't sell a place on the webinar. So look at what conclusions are you drawing about yourself as a result of a different outcome to the one you desired. So when you get that different outcome, what are you saying about yourself? What's that inner critic saying, and what conclusions is it jumping to? Share in the notes below what thoughts you start having when something doesn't go as planned. Now the truth is, when you're growing, you're also failing. And the more you're growing, the more you're going to fail. And the more that you're likely experiencing setbacks, mistakes, failures, and rejections. Now, staying in your comfort zone to avoid failing limits your experience of life. So today I'm going to invite you to know that with every failure, you'll become stronger, more resilient, wiser, and you'll also be able to create better outcomes with the information you have. So, the roller coaster ride of failure and success. Watch out for the emotions and use them as information. Know that you are not your thoughts and you get to change them. And be careful when you're defining yourself by outside results. Be careful what you're making it mean. So here's 3 powerful affirmations we're going to end with today. Ones that are really powerful in this situation. I love and accept myself exactly where I am right now. I can fail and still be a success. I love that one. I can fail and still be a success. And I give myself permission to fail forwards. I give myself permission to fail forwards. I hope you've enjoyed today. Make sure you share in the comments what resonated with you. And I can't wait to see you fail again soon. Bye for now.